Today's memory, I want to talk about drugs. In the 80s, when I first started, my very first time on a stage was the Punchline 444 Battery. It's still there. And it was in the back room of the Punchline in the green room, very small room, and that's still there. And that's the first place I ever saw or did cocaine. Now, my cocaine experience, and again, it's very hard to say my cocaine without sounding like my cocaine. But I'm going to get past that. All right, take two. I was probably emceeing, and Bobby Slayton was the headliner, and I just realized I named him. But this is 81, so it doesn't matter. So it was in the back room of the Punchline in the green room. There were lines of coke on a mirror, and I was offered a line. And that's when I first, I guess, experienced peer pressure because yeah, sure, yeah, I'll do a line. I want to be one of the boys. I was an MC. I wanted to be on the next level. I wanted to be with these guys. Anyway, so I remember doing the line of coke in my left nostril. And I can't say I enjoyed it. I mean, it kind of tasted like medicine, you know. And so the night goes on, and there's two shows that night, and I'm in the back room again, and I'm not saying it was Bobby Slayton, but he was there, and it was there. And when everybody left, Bob Fisher was the doorman. He later became my manager and manager of many of the comedians. Bob and I got along really well. There was like a half a line left, and Bob said, go ahead, take it. And on the table where we, did the picture with our ties, that's where I did the second line of coke, but in the same nostril. And it burned like hell. And all I remember is being on fire. And I just didn't, it really, it's cliche. I couldn't go to sleep. And I went home, and I remember I should have been tired, and I turned the TV on, right? And I turned the TV on, and Dick Cavett was on, Dick Cavett show. And you guess what his theme was? The theme of the show and his guest, cocaine abuse or drug abuse or something like that. Oh, man, I remember lying on the couch like this. I do remember this, just going, oh, okay. So say no to drugs. So cocaine is still illegal, but happily marijuana is legal, and that works for me. I'm on it right now. Another memory from that time was again, it was Slayton was headlining. Carrie Snow was the middle act. I was emceeing, but if you went through the kitchen of the Punchline, you were then in the old Waldorf, and that was a rock and roll club. And so it turns out that Roy Orbison's playing. Oh man, I love to see Roy Orbison. But I'm the MC, so I have a lot of time because the middle act is 20, headliner is 40, 45. So after I'm off stage, Bob Fisher says, hey, why don't you go see a little Roy Orbison? And I go in there, and I see him sing a few songs, and then he's about to sing Running Scared. I'm like, oh, I got to stay for that. Then he's going to sing Pretty Woman. Oh, I got to stay for that. Then he's going to sing Leah. Oh, I got to stay. Okay. Turns out, okay, I better go. So I go through the kitchen because, Carrie Snow is pretty much almost finished by now, I would think. Well, she was. Because when I went through the kitchen and went back to the Punchline, Bob Fisher was introducing Bobby Slayton. So, but I got to see Roy Orbison. A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman tiptoes through my room every night. And just a sprinkle stardust, and he whispers, go to sleep, everything is all right.